Hi, Democrats. Today is Tuesday, June 8th. Happy Tuesday. It's time for the Chair's Daily Live, and I know a lot of you are chomping at the bit to hear from Bradley Havenar. I got a couple of things that I want to talk to you about before he joins us. So every day I come, I'm going to try and talk to you about bills, elected, and elections. And I thought it was going to get tougher as we were out of session, but stuff keeps coming up. So I'm just going to keep talking about bills, elected, and elections. So the bill that I want to talk about today, and I will expand, we're going to talk about this off and on throughout the whole time, is Medicaid expansion. As you guys will recall, this was actually a petition initiative that, we had to get a whole bunch of signatures and we had to put it on the ballot, and not overwhelmingly, but Oklahoma passed Medicaid expansion, which meant that if you're a single person making, it's $17,395, I think it's a number. So I like to say less than $18,000, you qualify for Medicaid. And what that does is that expands that pot so that more Oklahomans have access to health care. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want folks to have access to health care to be healthy. Our legislature couldn't get it done. And this was an act of direct democracy. You've heard me say that before. And direct democracy is when we don't wait on our legislature. We have a way. We in Oklahoma have a way where we can get what we want on the ballot without having to wait on our legislature. And this is what happened with Medicaid expansion. And you guys know that our governor is trying to mess with it, but I'm excited. It went live on June 1st. And as of sometime this morning, we had 98,000 Oklahomans registered. So I want to be excited that many more Oklahomans gained access to affordable health care. But it depresses me a little bit because what that means is that's that many Oklahomans who are living in poverty. So we'll talk a little bit more about that when we bring Bradley on. So that's the bill I want to talk about. And then I need to sneak in, since I'm talking about direct democracy, don't forget that the petitions for no on 816 are out there. Contact your county office and find out where you can sign no on 816. That's the anti to HB 1674, which is the It's Okay to Run Over Protesters bill. So there we go. Yes, Kirsten, that is absolutely exciting. That's 98,000 more people who have access to health care. And a healthier Oklahoma is where I want to live. All righty. So those are the bills I want to talk about today. Electeds. Because I haven't talked about James Langford in a minute. I've been really busy. It's not because he hasn't been doing crazy things. I've just been crazy busy. He just did an op-ed where he's letting us know up front that he doesn't support any bills that support expanded background checks. I think Democrats have proven we're not coming for the guns, but what we want is common sense gun laws, just common sense. 1 billion guns are moved into circulation every year from guns sold at, what do you call those things? Gun shows, where they're not doing background checks. And so that's $1 billion that are in the hands of folks that we have no idea who they are. And so we can't pretend like it's the good guy with the gun because we have no idea because we didn't check on him. It's crazy town. No one's coming for the guns. We just want common gun sense laws. And our junior senator has told us he doesn't care about some common gun sense laws. Just wanted to get that on record because I haven't talked about him in a while, but I didn't want you guys to think that it was because he was just out there being decent for us. He's not. Alrighty, elections. So today in Tulsa County, and I think 6 or 7 other counties, there are elections. And where is it? Right there. I voted today. I voted in person on the day of. I almost never do that anymore. But but I moved a year ago and I wanted to see where my polling place was. So, but if you haven't voted and there is an election in your district, please go out and vote. You still have 2 hours and 39 minutes. Get out there and vote. Oklahoma is known for its low turnout. Guys, let's change our reputation. Let's be known as people who vote. Go out and vote. All righty. So, and then maybe you hadn't heard, but the state party is having their convention this Saturday. I don't know if I've talked about it at all, but no, the state party has their elections this Saturday. It's where we're going to decide who's going to run our party. We're electing a chair, vice chair, secretary, and treasurer, and 4 affirmative action slots. We'll be reviewing our platform, which we call resolutions, and updating our constitution and bylaws, which is our rules of how we do things. We'll be getting that done. I'm going to be pushing very hard so that it does not turn into the wee hours of the night. Our keynote speaker is Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett from the Virgin Islands. Looking forward to that speech. So that's what's happening on Saturday. I'm not going to answer any questions today. I'll be back tomorrow. Plenty of time for questions. And people are lying in the chats. All righty. So it is time. It is time for me to bring on Bradley Habenar. Bradley used to be the vice chair of Congressional District 3. Bradley is a veteran, and he represents Oklahoma in the Poor People's Campaign. Hey, Bradley, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Alicia. It's really nice to be here today.
So let me do a little background. Last week, while we were commemorating the 1921 race massacre, I had the honor of spending the day with Reverend Barber. And I don't know how that worked out. I feel blessed, but it was just amazing. He knew more facts about, the number of poor in Oklahoma and what our average income was and all of that kind of good stuff. And it just got me thinking. And then I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw that the Poor People's Campaign was having a rally to build up energy for the third Reconstruction. Is that right?
That's right. We have a resolution. It's a congressional resolution that was written by Representative Lee from California, and we are backing this resolution. It's called a third Reconstruction resolution, and what it does is it empowers the 140 million poor and low income workers across our nation. And that number, 140 million, that was pre-pandemic number, but it's the number that we've stuck with. I'm sure the number's much larger now. But yeah, so Monday, we held a Moral Monday movement. And here in Oklahoma, what that looked like was we went to the Oklahoma City National Memorial, and we held a press conference there. And then from there, we walked directly across the street to Stephanie Bice's office, to Congresswoman Stephanie Bice's office, and we presented her with this resolution. And then after that, we kind of broke into groups, and we took it to every congressperson in the state of Oklahoma. So we took it to Congressperson Mark Wayne Mullen for CD2. We took it to Congressperson Kevin Hearn for CD1, and Congressperson Frank Lucas, Tom Cole for CD3 and CD4. And we made sure that they got a copy of this resolution, and we want them to sponsor it. We want them to jump on and be a part of the third Reconstruction. We'll build our nation better.
So tell us a little bit about the third Reconstruction.
So the third Reconstruction is a nonpartisan resolution that is inspired by the pain and the organizing power of those 140 million poor, 140 million people that live in poverty and with low wages across our nation. It comes as a response to years of movement building and offers an omnibus vision to heal the nation from the interlocking injustices that we believe are systemic racism, poverty, ecological devastation, and denial of health care, militarism, and the distorted moral narrative of religious nationalism.
So, I think it's interesting that we don't even think about climate change as as what I like to call a poverty indicator, because no
Absolutely.
one is polluting the ground and all that kind of the water of folks in rich communities.
No, that's true. The ecological devastation impacts the poor and low wage earners way more than it impacts those of privilege.
And a lot of those things, the things that we fight for, it just sounds like we're fighting for it because we're liberal tree huggers, right? But we fight for them because it's what is it? The rising tide raises all ships.
Right.
If we make sure that our climate is in good shape, it makes sure that our climate is good shape for our low wage earners, right?
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
if we make sure that folks have access to healthcare, then folks aren't missing work, and folks have an opportunity to move from low wage earners to hopefully middle wage earners, and we rebuild our middle class.
Absolutely.
All of this it's layered.
Right. I mean, look at Oklahoma, for example. Oklahoma is a home to nearly 4 million people. Of that, 1.4 million people plus live in poverty or with low income across our state. That's 51% of children, 44% of women, or 869,000 women. So it disproportionately affects women more than it affects men. 63% of Black people are affected, 63% of Latinx people are affected, and 35% of white people are affected. And maybe that's why it's not getting so much recognition, because it's such a smaller number of white people that are affected than people of color. And if you look at our people who lead our state, you know,
I know,
we
but
can see.
when you say 51% of children, um, do you would think that even if they didn't care about people of color, which I don't even, that's a whole nother conversation. 51% of children, do we not care about children no matter what hue they are?
Right, absolutely. I mean, my children live in a district where more than half of the percentage of students are on free and reduced income, or free and reduced lunches. And that, to me, whenever I found that out, talking to the superintendent, it blew my mind that any place like that even exists. More than half of the children attending a school district are on free and reduced lunch, and that's happening all across our state.
Exactly. And so, although the Poor People's Campaign is not a Democrat issue, right?
Right.
I thought it was interesting to bring you on because I think that the issues that Democrats support, the issues that Democrats are moving forward, address low wage earners and are aimed at helping to raise low wage earners to give everybody a decent way of life.
No, you're right. I see, whenever I look at our paths forward from here and what we're trying to fight for. We are a nonpartisan institution. The Poor People's Campaign is a nonpartisan movement. However, it's very clear, if you look at who's fighting for what, who's on our side and who's not. It's very apparent. And so, what this bill is, or what this resolution is, it's a nonpartisan resolution, and we're trying to, we've garnered support from both sides of the aisle. However, not enough. So we're calling on all legislators, all lawmakers, to support this resolution, the third Reconstruction resolution, as we move forward. And you were talking earlier about healthcare in Oklahoma, and this is huge. Uh, we passed a petition-driven bill, and we've been gaffed off. The people of Oklahoma have been gaffed off, and the Poor People's Campaign is here to say that that's not okay. Healthcare healthcare is a right that everybody deserves. It's not for the rich and for the privileged only. Healthcare is for everyone. And so when we pass Medicaid expansion, we demand an answer to our problem.
Absolutely, absolutely. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add to this, so that this is your opportunity to get awareness?
Well, I just want to say, if you're out there and you're listening right now, go to thirdreconstruction.org, sign up. Basically, it says that you support the Third Reconstruction Resolution. What it does is it sends a letter to your congressperson's email based off of your zip code. And then a screen will even pop up if you get a chance, and you can enter your phone number, and it will call your lawmaker for you. And then you just pick up your phone and you just sit there and you tell the person on the other end, I support this resolution, and I believe you should support this resolution. And, thirdreconstruction.org, it's the number 3RD, thirdreconstruction.org. And please go on there, support it. Go on to poorpeoplescampaign.org, put your information in so that we can get a hold of you as well. So that the Oklahoma Poor People's Campaign can get a hold of you. And, we're out here. We're not going away, Alicia. We're here to stay. The Poor People's Campaign is gaining momentum, and Oklahoma is going to be one of the states that they hear the loudest.
Well, I hope so, because we based on the stats you gave, more than 25% of our population are low-wage earners. And so we need additional advocates. We need a coalition of advocates speaking for that population. And so I hope that it doesn't go away. And I am grateful for your willingness to join me and share the word, so that people are aware. There are other ways for advocacy. There are other things that you can do to help Oklahomans, to a better life. And so go out to thirdreconstruction.org. Reach out to, at a very minimum, reach out to your congressperson and let them know that you support Third Reconstruction, so that they can't, in good conscience, stand and say, that they never heard of it and no one in their district called them, because that's what they like to say, so they don't have to deal with things. Thank you, Bradley.
Thank you so much, Alicia, and have a wonderful day.
All righty, you do the same. I want to just keep bringing on issues that people care about. And I think that with a fourth of our population qualifying as low-income wage earners, that was a topic worth bringing. I just want to wrap up and remind you guys that Friday, June 11th, this Friday coming, we're having the chairs cocktails and conversations, and our guest speaker is Kendra Horn. Please join us. It should be a very interesting topic. Go out to our website and our Facebook page to register. It is our fundraiser for this year. And you guys have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow at 4:15.